Hey everyone, and thank you for joining us here on the Thread Raiders Twitch channel for Extra Life. We are doing these little segments here called Get to Know a Thread Raider. My name is Matty, so many games, and I'll be hosting these. And my guest right now, amazing. She is, she's basically, she's also, nah, la la la. Hopefully I can edit that out later,
La
or
la la
I
la.
won't. She's the mimic queen, but she's also the queen in our hearts.
Oh,
Chaotic Anarchy. How you doing, CA?
good. How are you?
I am fantastic. So we're gonna do these little shorts here during breaks and intermissions and between games, so we can introduce you out to the world some of these amazing people that are involved in this charity event. So let's start here. Now, I'm going to refer to you as CA for this,
Okay.
though
Mhm.
I will let the world know I don't call her CA. I never have. When we first met, I asked her what she'd like to be called. She said CA or Kit.
Mhm.
I chose Kit because I like to be on a first name basis with my friends, and that's
Yeah.
I
I have
I
many names.
yeah, and we all do.
Mhm.
Except don't call me Matthew. That's the thing,
It's a
people.
no-go.
Don't
No-go.
call me Matthew, or I will block you. No, I'm just kidding.
I prefer so Maddie. That's how
I
I say it.
I love it. Um, so I thought we could start with uh, the true the big question here with this get to know a thread raider segment. In your words, what is a thread raider?
So for me, being a thread raider is a group of people who come together with like-minded interests who really want to make a difference in the world. A lot of people don't realize that thread raiders, it's not just about gaming. It's about helping each other out in the community when we're feeling down, or maybe reaching out and helping them with their Kickstarters, play testing their games, getting to know them. It's more of a family that just it's incredible. It's it's a wonderful thing. So for me, that's what being a thread reader is.
That's awesome. Yeah, of
Mm-hmm.
course, all of that is true. It's all very
Yeah.
true. It
Mm-hmm.
is it's a fantastic group of people. I hope that those of you at home that are watching get to know some or all of these amazing people. And if you're not already following them on Twitter or Instagram or whatever online thing they're on, uh, you should be doing that because they're
Yeah.
awesome. You know,
And we have a Discord channel. We would love to hang out with you, talk to you. You can tell us about your projects. We'll review them. We can meet at conventions. We're just full of life.
there's so much. There's so
Mm-hmm.
much.
So much.
So let's get to know CA a little bit better here. CA, what do you do as like what's your day job? What's your day look like? Like a weekday daytime thing.
Well, I prefer to think of myself as Batman,
Okay.
but during the day, I actually work at a local university and I work with finances. So I help everybody get to school, essentially, whether it's grad school or undergrad.
Wow.
Uh, I know it's incredibly expensive to go to school nowadays,
So
but for
expensive.
me, being able to go to college was very important to me. So I thought this job would be great because now I can help other people get to school because it's really not that easy.
That's fantastic. Wow. I didn't get to go to college myself, because it is expensive and
So expensive and it just gets worse. And with the new laws coming out, like there's not as much aid. So I make it my job to make sure I can get you there. So
that is awesome. I love that. Um, so we're all big gamers in the
mm-hmm.
ThreadRaider community. That's kind of how we all kind of came together. We all are a part of that TTRPG Twitter
Mm-hmm.
community. And obviously the name Thread Raiders comes from, raiding Twitter threads.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but so My next question is, what was your introduction to TTRPGs?
I saw Dungeons and Dragons when I was in high school, but I didn't have a lot of friends at that time to
Okay.
really get a group together to play. So, about, I guess it's 3 years ago now, I decided that I really wanted to play and I couldn't find a group anywhere. So, I went to a local library that's down the street for me and just started a group. um
Wow.
and then we had like 5 or 6 people in the group, and then eventually like I got my friends involved and started playing with them. And then at which point I happened to be doing research. I was going to school myself and I was doing research there and ended up on Twitter, and that's how I found the community, and that's where we go from here.
Wow. Like full circle. Love it.
Yeah.
Um, so our next little bit here, we're going to do a little rapid fire questions. And this one here is we're going to start with an either or. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to rattle them off and
Okay.
pick one.
Okay.
So let's start. Um, okay. Pizza or tacos?
Pizza.
Okay. Video games or board games?
Video games.
Okay. Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
Winter or summer?
Winter.
Game of Thrones or Stranger Things?
Game of Thrones.
Marvel or DC?
Marvel.
Rock or hip hop?
Hip hop.
Spicy or mild?
Mild.
Texting or talking?
Texting.
Invisibility or super strength?
Super strength.
Cake or pie?
Pie.
Cats or dogs?
Cats.
Okay,
Mm.
there you go.
Sorry about the Stranger Things, guys.
Uh, I mean,
I was under pressure.
it's one of those things, and that's the fun thing about this. It's like you can alienate some people, or you've just like become best friends with some others, and uh, because there's always folks that feel really adamant about one or the other. Sometimes it's okay to be in the middle, you know.
To redeem myself, I've seen all the seasons of both. So.
That's a feat. I have seen Stranger Things. I like Stranger Things. I don't watch Game of Thrones because Uh, okay, people, you're going to learn something about me right now. I don't like watching dramas on TV that have gratuitous sex in them. Hmm.
Mm.
That's me. I'm not a prude, you know, but
No.
I just don't like it. I don't see the point. I really don't see the point in it, and it really bothers me. So I just can't watch it. I'm
Yeah.
sure it's awesome and people love it, and um, I, I'll watch Grey's Anatomy or something. So
Oh, that's good too. A
yeah.
lot of people would agree with you about Game of Thrones. It's a lot of controversy out there about it. I don't mind it at all, but I can understand completely why some people do not enjoy that.
I mean, most people totally fine with it, and I don't even honestly know why it's one of those things that bothers me, but it
That's
really,
okay.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so let's go over. Okay, so we were talking about games.
Mhm.
Outside of gaming, what are your hobbies and interests?
Well, nowadays, Thread Raiders has become a full time job. So I work about 40 hours a week at my daytime job and about 30 hours a week on Thread Raiders.
Yeah.
But when I do get a chance to get out, I love to go to haunted houses. And this
Okay.
is my season. I
Yeah.
spend about $200 every October on haunted houses. Out of season, I do go to a lot of conventions.
Okay.
Do cosplay, and I do a lot of art stuff. I go to gothic conventions as well.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Um, Now, okay, we're going to talk about food because we're thread raiders and we love to
Yeah.
talk about food. So if you had to choose a last meal, what would it be?
A very last meal.
Yeah, like I mean, like the epitome of like what you would want. the last thing for you to eat?
It would have to be prime rib,
Mm.
medium rare,
Oh,
with potatoes, because it's a starch and I'm all about starch life.
yes.
uh, corn, and then I would probably have something with pudding in it.
Ooh, I
Hmm.
love the way you say pudding. That is so Northeast. That is adorable. I love it. I love it. Oh, now it's funny because my mother-in-law says it the same way, and it drives me crazy every time she says it. But the
Oh.
way you say it, when you say it, it's adorable and fantastic, and that's all I want to hear. Um, so, speaking of food, if there was a food that you could ban from existence, just like never
Brussels
again,
sprouts.
just what would that be?
Brussels sprouts.
Ah, okay. Oh,
Disgusting. I don't know how people eat them, but I heard that if you roast them, they're really good. But they smell weird and they're slimy sometimes. I can't do it.
yeah, it's one of those things. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of them myself, but I found that if I boil them in chicken broth, like to the point where they're like
Mm.
falling apart, they're almost edible.
I
I don't know.
can't.
Yeah.
I've tried smothering them in butter and burying them in cheese. It's just not, I just can't do it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's not a pleasant thing, and I
I
get that.
do.
So, let's do another rapid fire, and this one is going to be word association. So, I'm going to say a word, and
Okay.
you tell me the first word that comes to your mind.
Oh man.
Yes. All right. First one. Of course, it's the first one. Tacos.
Thread Raiders.
Twitter.
What was it?
Twitter.
Social.
D&D.
Playful.
Puns.
Intended.
Kilts.
Oh, TK.
Pizza.
Pineapple.
Dogs.
Cats.
Cats.
Mice.
Pineapple.
Oh, delicious.
Mayo.
Matty.
Oh. Morning.
Evening.
Nighttime.
Daytime.
Thread Raiders.
Amazing.
I love it.
Oh,
So, we've talked about your outside of gaming hobbies and interests. But what does a typical day off from work look like?
typical day off. I would say um, I do love to play video games,
Okay.
and I spend a lot of time visiting the streams of those in the community. I also do a lot of playtesting lately for Kickstarter games. I really do enjoy that. Some people think that's work, but I love every moment of it. It's great.
That's awesome.
And I socialize with the Thread Raiders, especially in Discord. I'm there all the time.
I love that. Um, that sounds like a fantastic day off.
Yes.
I love it. Um, and so with that, we're going to close with a, rapid fire name that thread raider. Okay?
Ooh, how does
So
that work?
I'm going to I'm going to say something, and you're going to tell me the thread raider that comes to mind.
Okay.
So, we'll start off with biggest flirt.
Besides myself?
Mhm.
Because you know.
Right?
Ooh, the biggest flirt. Karina.
Okay. Most sensible.
Wow. David O'Steele.
Okay. Most talkative.
Besides me. I'd have to say you, Matty.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're a little social butterfly.
Yeah, a little bit.
I
Uh,
love it.
biggest jokester.
Coco.
Oh, good one.
Mm-hmm.
Best smile.
Oh, stink rat.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Softest heart.
Oh, TK.
Biggest eater.
Daquin. Definitely. You
Eh,
should see all the things he eats in my ear.
Uh, yeah, I'm not surprised. And quickest wit.
Ooh, the quickest wit. Who is the quickest wit? Um, I would say Mets girl.
Mm,
She's witty.
she is very witty. That
Mm-hmm.
is that is for sure. We're gonna wrap this up. CA, if you would like to tell the folks at home that are watching where they can find you, and any last thoughts.
Sure. So you can find me on Twitch, Chaotic Anarchy, but there's an extra A in there, so it's really Chaotic Anarachy. I am on Twitch. I'm also on the Thread Raiders Twitch channel as well. I stream on Savric's channel on Sunday nights. We do Fallout RPGs. And we can always get together at conventions. I do a lot of events like at Gen Con. We're getting like a private room for all of the Twitter folk to come out and hang out with us. So Twitter is probably the best place to get in contact with me because I'm always there. Come join us at our Discord. We would love to talk to you, hang out with you.
Awesome. All right, folks. Well, thank you for watching, and
Yes.
please stay tuned. We have a lot more fun going on. This is a big weekend for us, and
Yeah.
please stick around, help us raise money for sick kids,
Yeah.
and we'll see you next time.
Yeah. And have a great time at the stream.